All right, I think we'll start first while others will be joining us later. Okay. All right. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's session, and I hope you guys are doing well. You guys are doing okay, and gear up for an awesome morning with our speakers today. To begin with, my name is Muhammad Iqmal bin Muhammad Jamin, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. Okay, guys. So before we begin, let's do a quick mood check first. Okay. So I would like to ask everyone to drop an emoji or a reaction using use the reaction button, describing how you are feeling right now, your mood currently. Just hit the what do you call the emoji button. So let's see how everybody's doing today. Okay, so some reactions are coming in. Good. Okay, some are shocked, some are doing okay. All right, nice. Okay, I love emoji. Thank you guys. Wow, sad emojis. Why? Are we disturbing your Monday morning? All right. So thank you guys. All right. Thank you for your kind response. There's a word for you guys. To those who are fully charged and ready to go. Okay, so thank you for your positive aura. And to those who are virtually here but mentally buffering, worry not. I hope you guys will pick up the mood later on throughout the session. Okay. All right. So guys, we will spending our time together for 2 hours, and I do hope for the next 2 hours session, our vibe will be very simple. Stay engaged, ask questions, and most importantly, no ghosting. Right? So how you guys will learn a lot from the session and will benefit tremendously from the session that we have today. And I would like to invite you guys to feel free to use the chat box, the reaction box, the emojis to stay engaged throughout the session with our speakers. All right, so without wasting our time, all right. So one more time, are we ready? Okay, so to show you guys are ready, can I receive some thumbs up or emojis reaction from you guys? All right, thank you guys. So if you guys are ready, so without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome our speakers for this session, Mr. Muhammad Hafizullah bin Abu Bakar Bakri from the Languages and General Studies Department, Faculty of Business and Communication, University Malaysia Perlis UNIMAP. All right, so Mr. Hafiz, the floor is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning, Mr. Iqmal and everyone from UITM. It's a very bright and early morning here in Changlun, Kedah. So I hope wherever you are, I hope you're staying safe and also the weather is by your side. Okay, allow me to share the slides for today. All right. My screen, so I wouldn't be able to what's the word, have a look at the chat box. So in case anyone has written anything, could you tell me instead using the mic, Mr. Iqmal?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. Okay. 1 minute. All right, okay. Can everyone see my slide?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, good. Okay, so once again, welcome to Writing Essay 101. First of all, thank you very much, Dr. Shakila, and also everyone from UITM for inviting me to give a presentation, or more or less to share and recap a bit on what is writing with you today. Okay, so I have a very long name, Muhammad Hafizullah bin Abu Bakar Bakri, but then just for today, or just for the next few hours, okay, you can call me Mr. Hafiz, which is fine by me, and I am from UNIMAP. Okay, so before we go on, Writing Essay 101. why did I pick this title for today's talk? And why is there a photo of a Taipei 101 in front of you right now? Is simply because before we go any further, I think we should go back to our fundamentals, and we should try to understand on the actual elements of the essay itself. Meaning, before we understand further, we should always understand the very basics of any understanding. Okay, so Taipei 101 is just there because of the number itself. It's got the same number, okay, as the topic for today, and also the fact that it's the 11th tallest building in the world. So over the next 2 hours, this is what we will be doing for today. Okay, we will be introducing back to the basics of writing. We'll recap some familiar concepts. We'll put some concepts into practice. And by the end of today's 2 hour presentation, okay, I'll share with you some final tips and takeaways for writing. Okay, but then, as I said, before we go on any further, I invite you, ladies and gentlemen, okay, to recap and to reflect, okay, on back on the basics of writing. So my question to you is, can you please unmute your mic if you have the answer, or if you would like to share your answers. Okay, my first question is, what is essentially writing, and why do we write? Would anyone like to answer? What is writing and why do we write? Or what is writing according to your understanding? The basics of writing, or what is essentially writing? Would anyone like to give me an answer? Or is it still a bit too early? I think in the group there were 40 or 50 of you, so I'm sure, okay, at least one of you could give me your perspective. So, would anyone like to volunteer? Okay, Mr. Ikmal, I think the ghosting part is already here, very early on. Would
Yeah,
anyone like,
probably.
yeah, would
Maybe.
anyone like to give me their honest opinion on what is writing? Don't worry, there are no right or wrong, okay, for today. So I just want you to reflect, okay, what is writing? Apakah itu penulisan, or what is menulis according to you? Should I go back and find the name list like we always do during the classes? Or would anyone like to volunteer? Anyone? Okay, I'll go back. And since there are 79 of you today, Mr. Ikmal, I'll pick one person if that's okay. Can I do that at random?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, excellent. Okay. I always like in my attendance, I don't pick the ones at the front. So I don't always pick the ones in the top of the name list. So Wan Nur Alia, you are very lucky today. You are the last in my name list. So Wan Nur Alia, are you there? Wan Nur Alia, can you hear me? Wan Nur Alia, calling once. Wan Nur Alia, calling twice. And Wan Nur Alia calling for the third time. Okay. Mr. Ikmal,
Yes.
probably we could go to the police station after this and report a student missing.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. So next, Siti Aisha, are you here? Another one missing. Okay, it's going to be a very interesting morning. Okay, Abdul Mujib, are you here? Please respond. Adib Ashraf,
Yes, there.
Excellent. Okay, thank you very much, Adit, for responding. I'm not sure where your friends are. Probably they are hiking somewhere and missing, and we would need to file a missing person's report. Okay, Adit Ashraf, what is writing?
Um, I think writing is how we give the information to the people.
Very good.
Uh,
Okay, give the information to the people. Excellent. Okay, how do we give the information, or what are we giving? What information do you mean, Adit?
a letter.
Very good. It can be in the form of a letter. What else?
Mm,
Do you write letters every day, Adit?
no.
No. What do you do? How do you write every day?
Uh,
Yep. How do you write every day, Adit?
mm,
You
uh,
use WhatsApp.
uh, I'm always taking a notes during lecture session.
You're always taking naps during
No,
notes.
notes.
You're always taking notes during the lecture sessions. Excellent. Okay. Thank you very much, Adit, for responding. Okay. So writing is essentially thinking. Okay, whatever or whenever you write, irregardless of what form, it can be using the pen, okay, it can be using your phone, it can be using your laptop, it can be using your iPad, and so on. Okay, you're actually thinking, actively thinking, and trying to, as Adib mentioned just now, trying to pass information from one person or from one source to the next source or the next person. So writing makes you put your thoughts out there so you and everyone else can really examine them. In other words, writing is being able to form thoughts, organize thoughts, and learning to give others your thoughts so those thoughts can spread. Okay, the word being mentioned here again and again is thoughts, 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 and lastly would be thoughts. Okay, so I guess this is where the dilemma comes in. Okay, the dilemma would be nowadays you wouldn't write as much as you would back then. Why? Why is that? Is the or what is the problem there? Is because nowadays you would of course have ChatGPT, Gemini, and so on. So when doing those writing tasks, are you actually giving or forming your own thoughts or the thoughts of the robots themselves? Okay, so by the end of this 2 hour, hopefully we will try and we will get some perspectives, okay, from you specifically on what your thought about this. So another term for this is communication. So writing is communication and writing is communication and thinking per se. Okay, so the next question I would have, if you can see in front of you now on the slide, is there are two photos here, photo A and also photo B on the right side. Okay, just to give you a context, so last week I was in Kuala Lumpur. I stayed near KLCC. Okay, so there was no parking at the place, so I had to find parking elsewhere. So there were two places, okay, in or nearby KLCC, which offered these parking spaces. As you can see, as you can see, the one on the left, the parking rate is as such, okay, and on the right side is another place, okay, the parking rate is as such. So just at a glance, I would like to ask you, okay, anyone out of the 79 people today, between A and B that you see here, which is cheaper? Anyone?
A is cheaper.
A is cheaper. Okay, very good. Why is A cheaper? Or how do you know that A is cheaper? What indicators can you see that A is cheaper as compared to B?
Because the highest that we need to pay in A is 8 ringgit, and in B,
Good.
the highest price is 16 ringgit.
Very good. Okay, so the highest we can clearly see here is 8 ringgit And the highest in B, we can clearly see here, it's 16 ringgit. Okay, so my question to you is, ladies and gentlemen, since you are diploma students, okay, and you have taken maths and additional maths before, probably, okay, if I park my car, this is a very real situation which happened to me last week. I parked my car from 5 p.m. Okay, 5 petang, and I go out of the parking, okay, at 12 afternoon, so 12 p.m. Okay, not 7 hours, but then the whole next day. Maksudnya 5 petang, lepas tu sampai 5 pagi, daripada 5 pagi itu sampai 12 tengah hari. Okay, so from 5 p.m. to 12 afternoon the next day, okay, how much should I pay for parking in A? How much should I be paying for parking for B? And which is cheaper? Anyone? Just a quick calculation. Just at a glance, okay, between A and B, do you think A is cheaper or B is cheaper? I hope you are calculating and not responding. Should I go back to the name list or no?
B.
B. Okay, B is cheaper. Why or how? How did you know that B is cheaper?
Because the price have the maximum fixed price for a day.
Excellent. Okay, so the price. Oh, sorry. So the price is fixed here. Very good. Okay, is there any price fixed here? Ada tulis tak? Ada kan?
No.
Again, however, is it confusing for you as it was for me? Because I thought the hour is supposed to be only these prices. Okay, and my my brain thought these were fixed rates. So I ended up paying from 5 o'clock until 12 in the afternoon here, 27 ringgit, which is logical because it's 16 plus 10. And do you know how much I paid for A? RM 76 ringgit for 5 o'clock until 12 the next day. So what I'm trying to tell you here is some writing. Okay, whenever you write something, whenever you see something in writing, some might be obvious to you, but then when others see or when others read, okay, entries after 7 p.m., I would assume that it's a fixed rate. And this one as well, entries after 7 p.m., I would assume as if it's a fixed rate. So rather than you probably missing out maximum sehari and also per entry and writing fixed rate, okay, probably that's the part that is misconfused here. Okay, so next, can't you just start writing straight away? You have learned essays before, you have learned how to write before from Sekolah Rendah, and then you go to SMK, MRSM, SBP, college, and so on. Okay, now you are in UITM, a university. So can't you just start writing away? The quick answer for you is not if you want to work efficiently, because if you take a pen and then you get a question and then you start writing the whole essay without having a plan, okay, you are actually writing without a specific goal in mind, without looking and without thinking of how the essay is going to look like. So over the next 2 hours, okay, we will see on each structure of, or on each parts of this 5 essay structure. So before we go on any further, some misconceptions to dispel. Number one, writing is a talent and I just don't have it. Okay. This view is incorrect. Why? Writing is not a talent, writing is a skill. Just like you were born, okay, you grow up, and then your parents give you a pen, your parents give you a pencil. You go to school, your teachers give you a pen, your teachers give you a pencil. Okay, it's a skill that you develop. It's a skill that you can improve. So you can't just say, okay, I don't like writing, I cannot write. Okay, that person can write better than me. Probably, most probably because he or she practices more than you have when it comes to writing. So just like any sports, okay, some you might say that you do need talent to be very good writers, but then just writing in general, okay, it's a skill that you develop just like you have for sports. Okay, number two, I can skip the tasks I don't like. Okay, what I mean by I can skip the task that I don't like is, for this one, you can skip writing the outline, you can skip proofreading the text, you can skip the formatting of the whole task. Okay, please do not do that. Why? If you skip the brainstorming process, if you skip the proofreading process, okay, the text is not going to be as developed as you might want it to be. Okay, number three, writing is an individual learning process, and I need to do it all by myself. Okay, if you think about it, writing is an individual activity. However, it's not a lonely process, and it's not something that you have to do by yourself. Okay, sometimes you need ideas, and you would need to discuss with your friends in class, outside of class, with your teachers, and so on. Okay, and it's a process, it's a group process rather than you thinking you need to do it by your own self. Okay, and lastly, number four, writing is just hard, rigorous labor. Okay, I would assume so, because of course you need to be the one writing. Writing is not like speaking in Muet or in any other speaking test whereby you can be in a group, okay, and you can be the one silent and others are talking at that time. However, writing is something that you must do by yourself. So in a way, it is rigorous, it is hard, but then as you practice, the more and more you practice, the more and more easier it's going to be for you to write. Okay, so the topic given to me today is expository essay. So writing expository essay. So in or by definition, an expository essay is an essay that communicates factual information, okay, using things like compare and contrast, process essays, and analyzing cause and effect. Expository writing is one of the four main types of writing, namely persuasive writing, narrative writing, and descriptive writing. Unlike persuasive, narrative, and descriptive writing, which you might have come across, okay, it's not a place to be cute, it's not a place to be clever, it's not a place to be edgy. It's the kind of writing where you position facts and observations, okay, to let them speak for themselves in the most effective way possible. Meaning, when you write an expository essay, okay, when someone reads that essay, it has to be clear, okay, no, what's the word? There shouldn't be any vague ideas. It should be clear. The example should be clear. The format should also be clear. Okay. So the purpose of an expository essay is to educate the reader. So when someone reads your essay, they are educated or they can learn something about the topic based on your writing. Okay, so there are 4 steps when writing. I'm sure all of you have done this before. Maybe you might not realize it, but then it's something that you have done before. So step one is to analyze, so to understand what the question wants, to identify the keywords by highlighting or underlining, and to understand the instructions. That is very important, because you need to know what you need to do first. So just like when you decide, okay, to make or to cook something, so you go online, okay, or you find a cookbook, you find what you want to cook first, and then you look at the ingredients, and then you start cooking. So the same goes here. Before you start writing, of course, you have a look at the questions. So that is very, very straightforward. Okay, number 2 is you plan, you structure your essay appropriately. Number 3, you write, okay, according to the format, according to the structure of introduction, body, and conclusion. And last but not the least, you check, okay, if you have time, because it would depend on whether you have time or not. Okay, you can either check or you can skip this part if there is no time, but then I'm sure you should at least prepare 5 minutes, okay, 5 to 10 minutes before you finish your task for checking and revising. Okay, so back to the essay structure. Okay, so for the essay structure, I am giving you these 2 photos in front of you. There are 2 photos here, one on the left and one on the right. On the left, as you can see here, okay, it's a Jenga. Okay, it's a Jenga board where you would need to stack, okay, the wooden blocks, okay, one by one, with the aim of making a very, very tall structure. Okay, and on the right side here, you can see a graduation rope, okay, of your beloved UITM of during the convocation, probably sometime in 2016, I think, because it's the 82nd convocation. Okay, so essay. When you look at an essay, some of you might think that it is static. What I mean by static is you find a book, okay, you open the book, you follow the paragraph, and you see that it's just words, lines, sentences, more paragraph, again and again and again, repeating in the same way. However, okay, I invite you to look at an essay as the photos that you see here. Okay, an essay is a block. An essay is a journey, okay, whereby you have the introduction, which is the base of the structure on the left side here. The introduction is your orientation program, okay, once you begin your journey at UITM. Okay, and then you follow by the body, okay, as you go up the tower, as you go on to your next semester, second semester, third semester, fourth semester. That is the body part. So it's moving from one idea to the next idea to the next idea in a structured manner. Okay, and then at the end, at the top, okay, just like you have in your Merdeka 118, okay, KLCC Tower and so on, you have the tip. So that is the final or the conclusion part of that essay. So in a way, when you look at graduation, it's like an essay where you begin, okay, you have the journey, and then you finish with your graduation with the hope of finishing your graduation well. So that is the overall essay structure. So essentially, an essay is a piece of writing made up of a number of paragraphs. Okay, each paragraph has a specific role in an essay. So this is the structure that you can find anywhere when it comes to an essay. You would have the introduction, you would have the body, okay, and you would have the conclusion. Something very, very straightforward. It's something that you know, it's something that you have covered again and again and again in your English and also Malay and other language classes when it comes to writing. Okay, so 79 of you today. Next, we'll do a short activity. Okay, I've been talking a lot, okay, for the past probably 10 to 15 minutes. So for the next activity, I would like for you to decide which is which. So the instruction is very, very simple. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I would like for you to read the following text. Okay, quickly, I would like for you to decide, just quickly, okay, whether it's an introduction, whether it's a body paragraph, or whether it's a conclusion paragraph. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready for the next slide? Yes? Yes or no, class?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
okay, very
sir.
good. Okay, so this is the first paragraph, not the first paragraph. So this is the first example. Okay, firstly, pop music is easy to enjoy. It has catchy melodies and simple lyrics. Even if you don't speak the language, you can still enjoy the rhythm and beat. This makes it popular with people from many countries. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, is this an introductory paragraph or introduction? Is this a body paragraph or is this a conclusion paragraph?
Body paragraph.
Body paragraph, excellent. How did you know?
Because it using firstly.
Very good. Okay, the very, very straightforward clue here is firstly. Okay, so you know that it's not the introduction and it's not the conclusion, so it has to be the body. Very good. Next, in conclusion, not all social media trends are bad, but we have or we must be careful. We should think before we join a trend and always choose what is safe and meaningful. Okay, is this an introduction, body, or conclusion?
Conclusion paragraph.
Conclusion, very good. How did you know?
Because
Again, yep.
because it is have in conclusion.
Very good. Okay, so the keyword there is in conclusion. So definitely a conclusion, since the word in conclusion is being used there in the paragraph. Next, many people watch movies to relax and have fun. While movies are a great form of entertainment, I believe they also teach us important lessons about life, culture, and emotions. Would you think this is an introduction, body, or conclusion?
Introduction.
Introduction, very good. Okay, why do you think so? Or what gives it away? Yep. What's the clue here?
Many people.
Excellent. Okay, many people. So when you see the word or when you introduce the sentence, okay, with something probably general, okay, so many people around the world, okay, so that beginning or that starting sentence, okay, is usually somewhere in the introduction. Okay, what else? What else can you find here that can be, okay, a clue, a straightforward clue that shows this is an introduction? Probably a stand, I believe. Yeah, probably, I believe. And also the fact that you have these points, right? They also teach us important lessons about life, culture, and emotions. It's something that might be in the next part of the essay itself. Okay, next. Is this an introduction, body, or conclusion, guys?
Introduction.
Introduction, excellent, correct answer. Why?
Because I believe.
Excellent. Okay, the same situation there, I believe. Okay, and also probably the topic, the general topic is being mentioned there in the first line. Okay, I think there's a few more. Tiga lagi, empat lagi, okay, lima lagi. Okay, next. Secondly, fashion is part of culture. Traditional clothing, for example, tells us about a country's history and values. Modern fashion also changes with time, showing how society grows and changes. Would this be an introduction, body, conclusion, class?
Body.
Paragraph.
Body. How do you know it's a body?
Secondly.
Very good. Secondly, the straightforward or the straightaway giveaway, okay, of this being a body would be secondly. Okay, next. Okay, I'm not going to read this, so you're going to read them dalam hati by yourself. Okay, would this be an introduction, body, or conclusion, class? Okay, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, introduction, body, or conclusion?
Conclusion.
Conclusion. Okay, how or why did you know it's a conclusion?
In the end, pop music is more than just noise, but it's a big part of our.
Okay, very good. Okay, so you claim that this gives away that it's a conclusion. Okay, anyone else think so or have other differing opinions?
Body.
Body. Okay, why do you think it's a body rather than a conclusion?
However.
Very good. Okay. Please be very careful when you write or when you read something or when you use something. Tak semestinya you guna in the end, in that paragraph alone, it shows that it's a conclusion paragraph. Okay, perenggan. When we talk about perenggan, maksudnya introduction, body, conclusion in that order. Okay, this is a body paragraph. That is correct. However, this is not a conclusion paragraph. It's a concluding remark or a concluding sentence, which we will talk about in a moment. Wah, tulisan. Kan? Faham-faham lah guna mouse. Okay, next. I think one more. One more lah, one more. Okay, one more. To sum up, fashion is not just about looking good, yet it's a powerful way to express who we are. Is this an introduction, body, or conclusion, class?
Conclusion.
Conclusion. Why?
To sum up.
To sum
To
up.
sum up. Excellent. Okay. So you actually know what is introduction, you actually know what is conclusion, you actually know what is body. So can we finish our talk for today? Sebab sebenarnya you dah tahu dah ketiga-tiga tu. Dah tahu dah kan? So that is essentially writing. So can we finish our talk for today?
No.
No, why not? Why not? There is more to knowing, am I correct? There is more to knowing. Okay, sekarang sebenarnya bukannya kita nak the basic of basic. It's more of you actually, you dah tahu dah basic tu. Now it's more of di dalam introduction, within the body, within the conclusion, what are the small parts there in there? Am I correct? That is what we'll be learning about, okay, within the next 1 hour. Okay, so a pop quiz. Okay, do you or have you played Hangman before? Pernah main tak Hangman? Have you played Hangman before? Tak pernah. Pernah main ke? Let's play a game of Hangman. Okay, so here on the screen there are letters of the alphabet A sampai Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J sampai lah Z. Okay, so your aim as a class is to figure out, okay, what word is this? It's a two-word word. Maksudnya 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tu satu panggil apa tu? Satu perkataan. Okay, dan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's another perkataan. However, these two perkataan is an expression. Okay, so can you give me a letter? Anyone? Any letter. Okay, if you get the letter correct, I will write the letter in the box of where that letter is. If you get the letter wrong, I will draw a hangman like this one, okay, on the right side here. So your aim is to try and guess, okay, what that word is on the screen. Would anyone like to pick a letter?
E.
A ke B?
E.
E. Yeah, E. Okay, E ada.
S.
Sabarlah. Okay. Okay. Okay, E dah. Okay, next.
A.
A. A pun ada. Okay. Dah. Next.
S.
Ha? S ke F?
S.
S. S for Selangor.
Oh,
Maafkan tulisan saya yang sangat-sangat buruk. Okay, dah. Next. Pandai juga.
Statement.
Pandai. Very good. Okay, thesis statement. Thesis statement. Macam mana awak tahu ni thesis statement? Statement. Very good. Okay, so my next question is, do you know what is a thesis statement? Tak tahu. Tak tahu. No, no problem. Okay, we will learn about thesis statement today. So hopefully you will at least, okay, by the end of 12 o'clock, okay, you akan faham apakah itu thesis statement. Okay, next. This can be found in the body paragraph. Okay, it's two-word expression again. Okay, the first word has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The second word has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, can you please give me a letter? Anyone? Ni yang lain dah ni, bukan yang tadi. So the
A.
clue, A. A mana tadi? A. Kepala. Okay, A tak ada. Lagi? Next. Next
E.
letter, E. E ada. Okay, next.
N.
N. N ke M?
N.
N. Okay, next.
C.
C. Next.
T.
T.
Ah, E. E dah ada dah ni.
T.
T. T.
Topic
Next.
sentence.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, topic sentence. Topic sentence. Excellent. Okay, so you managed to save, okay, our person from hanging. So the first one was thesis statement. The second one was topic sentence. So it's something that probably you might know, you might have heard of before. Probably you get confused, okay, between them. So hopefully by the end of today's talk, we will differentiate on the difference between thesis statement and topic sentence. Okay, so why or where might you see these words from? It's from here, thesis statement, and here, topic sentence. Am I correct? Yes. Okay, so knowing, okay, the 5-paragraph essay format helps you to know what information to include in each paragraph. Okay, so each paragraph has a unique role to play. We will explain the goals for each specific paragraph and what to include in them. As you can see here, there are 5 paragraphs, 1, 2, 3, 4, dan 5. Okay, each paragraph serves a different purpose. Okay, and you might know the purpose, but then you might not know the building blocks of that specific paragraph alone. So today we will explore one by one. Okay, first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, fourth paragraph, and the fifth paragraph on and what is actually within those paragraphs. Number 1, okay, you always begin with an introduction. It's something that you know. Okay, an introduction, okay, is the first paragraph, of course. Okay, it should create interest in the essay, outline the writer's main ideas, and suggest how these ideas will be presented. So in the first paragraph, you should have topic, purpose, and what are you actually writing about in that paragraph or in that essay. So the introduction usually consists of 3 elements, namely the hook, building sentences, and thesis statement. Okay, if you open English books, if you open other reference books, okay, some of these names might be different. Okay, hook can be something else, building sentences can be something else. However, essentially, okay, the idea is that you provide a general background on the topic, and then you give the thesis statement, which is what we are going to talk about in a moment. So just basically, the hook is the first sentence of an essay. So hook, like the hook when you go fishing, okay, it introduces the topic of the essay in an interesting way. You have to imagine that you are writing an essay and that person, okay, is reading, the reader is reading many other essays as well. It's the same like you write an essay for an assignment or a test. Okay, you have to start with an impact so that at least your lecturers, your examiners, tak kisahlah MUET examiners, SPM examiners, and so on, okay, will will be attracted, okay, by what you write. The same like in Malay, where you would hafal. Okay, I'm sure all of you has hafal or has memorized before. Darsa warsa kini sejak and all that. Okay, so that is what is the hook. So you give something impactful just to grab the reader's attention. So that is the hook. Okay, next, building sentences. After the hook, in between the hook and thesis statement, you will have the building sentences. Okay, you're giving background information about the topic on that hook. Okay, we'll have a look at that later. So thesis statement comes at the end of the introduction. All your introduction should always have a thesis statement, and that is the most important part of the essay because it gives the points, it gives the topic, and it indicates what you will be discussing in that essay. So writing the hook. The hook is the first sentence of the essay. It should create interest in the topic of the essay and encourage the reader to continue reading. Okay, so you might be wondering, whenever you start writing an essay, it's quite hard, am I correct? It's quite hard for you nak start macam mana sebenarnya to give an impactful essay. There are 5 kinds of hooks that you can start your essay with for your essay later. Number 1 is an eye-catching statement using an interesting idea or an opposing idea, okay, to the thesis to introduce the topic. So you give something impactful, something that catches the something that catches the attention of the reader. So you give a statement, okay, that is interesting about that topic. Okay, the next, I think some of you might already know, is a surprising statistic using details that is not widely known to introduce the topic. So a statistic using facts, okay, or using numbers, okay, to introduce on the topic. Next, a quotation by an expert on the topic. So this is where in your Malay essay, which you have written before, Fadilah Kamsah, okay, the speaker, okay, you always would quote his words, okay, to start an essay if that is talking about a certain topic that is within his field. Okay, it's a powerfully worded statement that begins the essay in a knowledgeable and authoritative way. Or number 4, you could give a general truth, okay, something truthful, something that when someone reads your statement, okay, they immediately agree to that truth. Okay, and number 5, a question gets the reader's attention by forcing them to think directly about the topic. When you start an essay, sometimes you might not want to give your sentence. You might want to ask a question for the reader to at least stop, okay, and ponder and think about the topic rather than you suap, okay, dan bagi the topic straight away. So let's do one more activity here. So as I've mentioned, there are 5 types of hooks that you can use in the introduction as the first sentence in your essay. So there are 5 sentences here. There are 5 types of hooks here. What I would like for you to do as a class, okay, is to decide which hook is being used for which sentence or which sentence. So which hook? There are 5 types here: eye-catching statement, surprising statistic, quotation, general truth, and question. Okay, which one belongs to which sentence? Would you like to do as a class or would you like to do individually for 5 minutes? Can we do as a class? Boleh ke?
Yes, sir.
Boleh na? Okay, good. All right, so I think among the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the most straightforward? Yang mana yang bila you nampak antara 5 ni, okay, yang tu confirm yang tu.
Tu.
Number 2, very good. Number 2 is a quotation, is it?
Question.
Question. Okay, question. Okay, not quotation. Okay, why is it a question?
Question mark.
Question mark. Very good. Simple as that. Okay, when you have a question mark, it's a question. So how would life be different in a world without electricity? So that is a question. That is a hook. Very good. So E done. Next. What is something that is, again, straightforward?
Number 3.
Between number 3, excellent. Is number 3 statement or truth? Or something else? What is number 3?
Surprising statistic, 70%.
Excellent. Very good. It's a statistic. Okay, how do you know it's a statistic?
Because it says 70%.
Excellent. Okay, so the number, okay, gives it away that it is a surprising statistic. So about 70% of people in sub-Saharan Africa have no regular access to electricity. Okay, when you wake up, you turn off your air condition, you turn off your aircon, you go into the shower, you turn on your hot tap shower, okay, and then you finish your shower, you go on your phone, you go on your laptop, you watch TV and so on. Okay, imagine 70% of people in sub-Saharan Africa do not have regular access to electricity. Regular access doesn't mean bukannya tak ada langsung. Regular access means it's fixed, meaning mungkin from certain time to time, mungkin tengah malam ke tak ada, mungkin time pagi ke tak ada. Okay, so 70%. So that is a very, very surprising statistic. Excellent. Okay, next. 1, 4, and 5 remaining. Number 1. I think number 1 is the easiest among the other 3 as well. Yep, what is number 1, class?
1 is quotation.
Very good. 1 is quotation. How do you know it's a quotation?
State novel.
Very good. Stated. Yep, it can be the word stated, and it can be the word quotation marks. Okay, these are what we call quotation mark. The same here, we have question mark, M-A-R-K. Forgive me for my sengauness. I am undergoing a flu. Okay, this is a question mark. This is a quotation mark. Okay, when we quote someone, when we quote something, or usually most of the time someone, okay, we would always use the quotation mark. I dream of the realization of the unity of Africa, whereby its leaders combine in their efforts to solve the problems of the continent, stated Nobel laureate Nelson Mandela. Very good. Okay, so now between 5 and 4, which is A, which is D? Yang mana A, yang mana D?
4 is A.
4 is A. Why is 4 A?
Because electricity is much like air. It's
Very good.
eye-catching statement.
Excellent. Yeah. Electricity is much like air. Maksudnya, electricity is much like air. It's something that catches your attention. And very good. That leaves number 5 as obviously D. Okay. Everyone okay so far? Okay, eh? Kika?
Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay. So, hook done. Next, building sentences. Building sentences, I can read the whole slide. Okay, but then building sentences is essentially you are the hook. You are the hook sini. This is your hook. You're the hook sini. What hook is this, class?
Quotation.
Very good. Okay, you have this quotation mark, or you have this quotation as the hook. Okay, building sentences is in between ni, semua ni sampai sini. Okay, before the hook and after the hook, in between the thesis statement, you would have the building sentences. Okay, what is building sentences? Building sentences is essentially more information about the topic, tapi taklah in detail sangat. However, it's just you have given the hook. Now you need to explain more on what you mean by the hook. What topic, what information. Okay, it can be general information to more specific information, something that is familiar to something that is new, something that is old information to something that's new information. Okay, to describe and to elaborate on that topic before you go into your thesis statement. Okay, so this varies. So as you can see here, it's a very, very long building sentences. However, 2 sentences or 3 lines for me personally would be sufficient. You tak payah nak buat sampai panjang-panjang sangat pun, panjang-panjang sangat pun if you don't think that is effective in your introduction. Okay, so hook done, building sentences done. So let's do one quick building sentence activity. Okay. So put the building sentences in the right order to connect the hook and the thesis statement. Okay, so the topic is about the influence of Korean culture. So the hook, the first sentence of the essay is South Korea has become the little country with the big culture in East Asia. Okay, between A, B, and C, okay, you have to susun which is first, which is the second, which is the next. Okay, in which order should these sentences be? Okay, so between A, B, and C, which is the first sentence? So South Korea has become the little country with a big culture in East Asia. Okay, which order is this, class? A, B ke C dulu? A, B ke C dulu, class? Okay, sekarang your job is just susun. Okay, we have the sentences here. We've got 3 sentences. We've got sentence A, the ongoing wave also reached China, Thailand, and other parts of Southeast Asia, where Korean pop culture, food, and fashion are trendy. That's the first sentence. We also have B, described as the Korean wave, Korean culture first spread to Japan in the 1990s through popular TV dramas and films. And we've also got C, sentence C, this success has made Korean entertainers household names and has created a great deal of interest in Korea and its culture. So these are what we call building sentences, which is in between, tengah-tengah antara hook dengan thesis statement. Okay, so your job now, which is which? Susunan A, B, and C, which order is the correct order?
BAC.
B is C.
Yeah. B first, A second, C third.
First A, B ke C?
First B.
First B, very good. Why?
Because after it says South Korea has become a little country with a big culture. After that, we can use describe as the Korean wave. Korean culture first spread to Japan in the 1990s through popular TV drama and film.
Excellent. Okay, so we're talking about the culture here. Very good. That is correct. Okay, we're talking about South Korea. So the topic is about South Korea. So Korean culture would be expanding on that topic of South Korea. So that's number 1. Very good. Okay. So A and C, which is number 2? A dulu ke C dulu? After B, so described as the Korean wave, Korean culture first spread to Japan in the 1990s through popular TV dramas and films. Okay, the next would be A or C?
A.
A, very good. Why and how?
It's mentioned wave.
Very good. The keyword here is wave. The keyword here is wave. So there is cohesion. Maksudnya, you nak cakap pasal aman sentral, lepas tu you sambung lah. You pun cakap pasal apa yang di dalam aman sentral. You bukan cakap aman sentral, tiba-tiba next sentence ke LCC. It's 2 different things. So there should be a continuity of the idea. Okay, so that means the last sentence would be, this success has made Korean entertainers household names and has created a great deal of interest in Korea and its culture. Okay, so it's 11:05. Do you need a 5 minutes break or can we continue? Can we continue? Let's continue. Can we continue? Boleh sambung ke? Boleh eh? Boleh, okay, boleh. Okay, so just a quick round of, I cannot see of hands, but then just a quick round of unmuting your mics. Okay, do you like watching movies? Just unmute your mic and say yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
What
Yes.
kind of movies do you watch?
Action movies.
Action movies. Okay, what else?
Horror.
Everyone likes
Horror
horror.
movie.
Horror. Oh, horror movies. Oh, very interesting. Dah tengok dah ni cerita apa tu? Polong Polong ke pocong yang baru tu?
Polong.
Polong kan?
Belum.
Polong. Tengok dah? Belum?
Belum.
Belum. Probably you can see after this, after class, maybe. Okay, so when you watch a movie, okay, what I'm trying to show you here is when you watch a movie, before you go to the cinema, you would always watch the trailer. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Salah, Polong ke, cerita apa? Hail Mary ke, cerita apa lagi ni? Toy Story ke, Scary Movie ke, Insidious ke, apa tu Liba-libu, or the Malay one, Tarong and so on. Okay, you'd always watch the trailer. Okay, so in the trailer, what can you see? Apa yang you akan nampak dalam trailer tu? What can you see in the trailer? During the movie trailer. Yep. What can you see, first of all? Siapa yang berlakon? Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. You would always see who will be acting, okay, the actor or the actress, okay, in that movie. So, number 2, what else can you see?
The plot.
The plot, obviously. Okay, the actor is jumping off this high-rise building in KL, or this actor is in a space shuttle somewhere outside of Earth, okay, or this actor and actress are fighting in this house, and then there's a third lady, okay, somewhere, okay. So you would always see the character, you would always see the plot. So in an essay, when you write an essay, when you read an essay, in the introduction, there will always be this thing that we call thesis statement. What is thesis statement? Thesis statement is essentially apa yang you akan nampak in the whole essay. Meaning, in this whole essay, there will be 3 main points, and that is what need to be given in the introduction, in one sentence. Okay, so it has to tell the reader on the topic, it has to give the main argument, it has to show what the points that will be discussed. Because if not, I'm sure there have been many times you tengok trailer movie, any movies, tak kisahlah horror ke, action ke, romance ke, and so on. Okay, and then once you go to the cinema, tak kisahlah GSC ke, TGV ke, and so on. Okay, you watch the movie, but then you macam tak boleh nak brain sebab macam trailer gempak kan, tapi pergi-pergi je wayang, benda tu mungkin tak ada kan, dia tak macam segempak the trailer itself. So the trailer has to match the movie. The same goes here. The thesis statement has to match what your body, okay, paragraphs will talk about later, because you wouldn't want dalam trailer pelakon lain, dalam movie tiba-tiba pelakon lain. Okay, the same goes in your essay. In the thesis statement, the points has to match with the points given in your body paragraphs later. So some examples of a thesis statement can be, let's have a look at the one in yellow first. Self-esteem and academic performance. Okay, so within this one sentence, a thesis statement is usually a one sentence sentence. Okay, you can find the 3 points that will be talked about in the whole essay. I repeat, we've got here communication skills, that's the first point. Okay, self-esteem, that's the second point, and academic performance, that's the third point. The same goes here. Okay, solar power is improving people's lives in developing countries by providing efficient light safely. That's the first point. Linking them to the global mobile community, that's the second point, and increasing their independence, that's the third point. So essentially, a thesis statement is just these 3 points put into one sentence. Okay, here, let's do a few sentences. Can you give me the 3 points, okay, that is given in this thesis statement? What is the first point? What's the first point here in this thesis statement? So the sentence is, South Korean dramas are popular because of the traditional values in these shows, the focus on romantic love and the kindness of the male characters. Okay, what's the first point here, class?
Traditional values in this.
Traditional values, very good. That's the first point. Second point?
Romantic love.
Focus on romantic love, very good. That's the second point. And lastly, what's the third point?
Kindness of the male characters.
Excellent, very good. Okay, wonderful. That's the third point. So meaning in this essay, you will find in the next paragraph, okay, this thesis statement dia dah bagi tahu dah. In the next paragraph, you akan cakap pasal the traditional values in these shows, the focus on romantic love, and the kindness of the male characters. Okay, the same goes here. Am I correct? Yes, you will find this one here. That's the first paragraph. That's the first point. Second point. This is the second point. And lastly, this is the third point here. So the thesis statement, you must always put it in the introduction because it shows you, it's like you giving a map. Okay, it's like you giving a map. Before you start your journey, you have to look at the map in order for you to have a look on the direction. Okay, you can belok kanan, you can belok kiri, and so on. So this thesis statement is essentially like a map, so that the reader, okay, doesn't get lost when reading the whole essay. So I think your question would now be, how would you come up with this thesis statement? Okay, or how would you formulate this thesis statement? It's something that you have done before, so this is just a recap of what you actually have been doing over the last, I don't know, probably 18 years of your life. Okay, read and understand the question given, brainstorm the ideas, and simplify the idea into one sentence. So let's do one example here. So if the topic is contoh, for example, the topic is students are prone to stress. Okay, prone, what is prone, class? You know what is prone? You know what is prone, class? I take that as a yes or as a no? Should I take the silence as a yes or a no? Do you know what is prone?
Prone is usually happen.
Yeah, very good. Prone is usually happen or senang untuk berlaku. That is correct. So prone, students are prone to stress. Do you agree or disagree? Kau setuju tak? Student sentiasa akan stres. Do you agree or disagree?
Agree.
Agree. Why? Why do you agree? Okay. Why do you agree would be the main idea of this topic. Okay. Why do you agree that students are stressed? Number one.
Deadline.
Deadline. Line mana? Which line?
Assignment deadline.
Assignment deadlines. Very good. Okay, assignment deadlines. So many school or university related work. Okay. Bertindih. The deadlines, okay, overlap one another. Okay. So that can be the first one. What else? What can be the second contributing factor of you being stressed? So one can be work deadlines. Number two,
That's about failing the grade.
failing the grade. So probably anxiety. Very good. Okay, what else? One more. One more.
Financial.
Financial. Okay, what do you mean by financial? I thought students are very, very rich. They go to cafes all the time. Me and my colleagues at UniMed, we always, what's the word? We always, we're always amazed. Amazed, I think would be the word. By how many university students, okay, the amount of university students going to cafes, going to healing and all that. So is that financial? Or is there another aspect of financial that you mean? What do you mean by financial? What do you mean by financial?
Lack of time management.
Lack of time management. Yep, can be lack of time management. Okay, so going back to financial, what do you mean by financial?
Maybe some of them need to do a part-time job.
Good, very good. Okay, so it's not wise, very good. So it's not wise to generalize that every students are rich. Am I correct? Some students are struggling. Yep, some students, they have good financial background. Okay, but then some students are struggling. Some students are working part-time jobs. So that adds to the stress of needing, dah lah you kena kerja. So you kena grad lagi. So you kena buat assignment lagi. And so on. Very good. Okay, so imagine there are 3 points here. Students have many school-related work. Students have problems. That's the first one. Students have problems with their family and friends. Okay, probably friends would be relationships and so on. Okay, and number 3, students did not have a proper lifestyle. So your job as a thesis statement is to compile this into one sentence. Okay, can I give you 30 seconds since I think one sentence is or 1 minute? I'll give you 1 minute. Since one sentence is quite short, I would like for you to combine, just take a pen. You can use your pen if you want. You can use your phone if you want. Okay, I would like for you to combine, based on the topic of students are prone to stress, I would like for you to combine these 3 points that you see here on the screen into one sentence. Can you do that? I'll give you 1 minute. If you're ready, I'll start the timer. Okay, I'll start the timer for 1 minute. So your job, ladies and gentlemen, 78 people of you here today, is to give me one sentence, just combine, so that we can form one thesis statement. Okay, 1 minute. Your time begins now. Let me know if you're done so that I can stop the timer. All right, your 1 minute is up. So would anyone like to share their thesis statement? Okay, how would you combine these 3 points into one sentence? Anyone? Anyone? We're almost halfway there. Yep.
Me, sir.
Yes.
Students are prone to stress because they have a lot of school-related work,
Very good.
experience problem with family
Very good.
and friends, and often lack of a proper lifestyle.
Excellent. Very good. Okay, that is the correct answer. So, in other words, okay, you can pendekkan if you don't want to make it too lengthy. Okay, you can pendekkan the idea itself and then just write as you said. Okay, students are prone to stress because of that. School-related work is referring to studies. That is correct. Okay, number 2, students experience problems with their family and friends, or you can talk about relationship. Okay, and okay, students did not have proper lifestyle, so that is talking about probably health, right? Probably inactive lifestyle, so that's talking about your health. So students are prone to stress because of their studies, relationship, and health. Or as you have said, which is excellently done, students are prone to stress because of their school related work, comma, students experiencing problems with family and friends, comma, and did not have a proper lifestyle, which is also fine if you want to write that as your thesis statement. So that is introduction done. It's 11:22, so I'm going to put into gear number 2 or number 3 now, since we are halfway there. Okay, so for body paragraph 1, 2, and 3, so the format is the same. In each paragraph of body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and body paragraph 3, okay, you would have topic sentence, supporting sentence, and concluding sentences. Let's have a look at each of these parts individually first. Number 1, topic sentence. Okay, just like what we have done in the hangman before, thesis statement, introduction. Okay, thesis statement atas sekali, in the introduction, in the last sentence. Maksudnya introduction paling bawah. Faham kan? Do you understand where the thesis statement is? Yes. Yes. Is that a yes for thesis statement? Class? Do you understand thesis statement before I go on into topic sentence?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Thank you for responding. Okay, so thesis statement, first paragraph, which is the introduction. Okay, ayat hujung sekali in the first paragraph. However, for topic sentence and thesis statement adalah benda yang lebih kurang. Maksud saya lebih kurang adalah ayat ni. Topic sentence is in the paragraph for the body. However, benda ini adalah benda yang sama, okay, but then compiled into one. That is what we would call a thesis statement. So topic sentence is one point or each point individually for that paragraph. So the topic sentence is the main controlling idea. Okay, after your topic sentence, after your point, after your main idea, of course you would have the supporting details. It's like you makan nasi, kan? Makan nasi, seharusnya you would have other dishes as well, other lauk. Okay, so the topic sentence is the nasi, is the base. Okay, the lauk, like salah, ayam masak merah, rendang. I think everyone now is hungry because it's almost past the afternoon. Okay, sambal sotong and so on. Those would be the supporting details, which must be given in the body paragraph. Okay, you would also have the concluding remark. Okay, remember earlier when we saw to sum up, no, not to sum up. In the end, the word in the end itself is referring to that paragraph, not the whole essay itself. So the concluding remark is concluding or the conclusion of that paragraph. Okay, so everyone clear on the difference between thesis statement and topic sentence? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, for those who said yes, can you summarize what is thesis statement and what is topic sentence in your own words? Okay, thesis statement apa? You can use Malay if you want, okay, if that is easier for you, but then try to speak in English. Okay, what's the difference between thesis statement and topic sentence, according to what you understand? Yep. Okay. You said yes just now. I hope you understand and you can try to explain. Okay, thesis statement. What is thesis statement? Class. Yes. Thesis statement.
Thesis statement tu the main argument or central point of the entire essay.
Very good. Okay, and where is that located? Thesis statement?
First paragraph.
Very good. Okay, excellent. So the thesis statement in the first paragraph, okay, you compile, okay, and then you put it into the first paragraph. That is correct. Okay, as compared to topic sentence, what is topic sentence, class? And where can you see the topic sentence? Okay, thesis statement, all done. Yep. Topic sentence now.
Topic sentence is the main idea of one specific paragraph.
Very good. Okay, topic sentence is the main idea of one specific paragraph. Okay, so this is intro. This is body. Clear? Clear. Okay, so the topic sentence, just to quickly give you. Okay, so the thesis statement can be, in my opinion, my hometown has the best seafood in Malaysia because it is a fishing village. There is a culinary school nearby and people from far come specifically for the seafood. Okay, that is thesis statement. Topic sentence ada tiga. 1, 2, dan 3. Okay, so the first topic sentence is this. It is a fishing village. So in your body, you would write, okay, in the second paragraph of the body of the whole essay, but then the first paragraph of your body, my hometown is a fishing village by the sea where seafood is easily bought. Okay, next you would have culinary school nearby. So that will be your second body. Okay, so the culinary school near my hometown. And lastly, people from far come specifically for the seafood would be topic sentence 3. So that is the third body of your essay. Clear? Clear. Okay, supporting details. Supporting details, just like I said, is your dish when you have your lunch or dinner later. Okay, so they can be, if the topic sentence is my hometown is a fishing village by the sea where seafood is easily bought, you would have to elaborate more on that. So when you elaborate, when you give more details, okay, you can give details in the form of reasons. So because seafood is freshly cooked, it tastes much better than seafoods that need to ship the ingredients from far away. So you give a reason. You give a reason why that is the case. Okay, number 2, you could either give facts. Okay, there are 22 seafood restaurants and 120 fishing boats that sell the fresh catch to them every day at 7 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so you can give facts. You can give statistics, you can give quotation, or you can give examples, as you can see here on the screen. So these are all the supporting details which supports the main idea in your essay. So whenever you're writing your essay, don't just limit, okay, to reasons. This is because, this is because, this is because, this is because. Okay, try to give other forms, other variation, okay, of supporting details. Just as you can see here, you can give facts, statistics, quotations, or examples in your supporting details. So, ladies and gentlemen, good supporting details should stick to the point, be relevant, and focus. If you're talking about, for example, students struggling financially. Contoh, students are struggling financially. Don't talk about, okay, don't talk about, if that is your point in your body. For the supporting detail, don't talk about the favorite colors of the student, because that is irrelevant, okay, to what your point is. So it needs to be well developed. You need to give sufficient detail, be vivid and descriptive, be well organized, be coherent, highlight key terms and ideas, and so on. Okay, so in your paragraph, you would have the topic sentence, you would have the supporting detail, and lastly, you would have the concluding remark. So just like you have a burger, if you go to McDonald's, KFC, and so on, you would have the top bun, roti atas, and you would have the bottom bun, roti yang kat bawah itself, or else it wouldn't be a burger. So the same goes here. You have to have the topic sentence, and you also have to have the concluding remark, okay, to close that paragraph. So these are just some examples, okay, that you can see on the screen here. So quickly, can you please identify what is topic sentence and concluding sentence in this really, I would say, long paragraph on the screen? Okay, can anyone give me the answer on where the topic sentence is for this paragraph? Okay, we're almost there. Just hang in there, class. I hope you're with me. Okay, topic sentence. Where is the topic sentence here, class? Can you give me the sentence? Class, topic sentence. Yep.
My first day of college was a disaster.
Excellent. That is the topic sentence. That is correct. Concluding sentence. Yep, concluding sentence. Anyone?
My first day of school was so bad that I knew the rest will have to be better.
Excellent. Okay, so the first sentence, very good. Okay, thank you very much. The first sentence is the topic sentence. The last sentence is the concluding sentence, which concludes that paragraph. So topic sentence and concluding sentence has to match. Okay, my first day of school was a disaster. My first day of school was so bad that I know the rest will have to be better. Okay, so it has to match. And in between, the antara, okay, these two colors are what we call supporting details, which can be facts, quotation, and so on, just like what we saw just now. So topic sentence, first sentence, concluding sentence, the last sentence. Just to recap, okay, in a paragraph, you would have the topic sentence, supporting details, and concluding remarks. Clear so far? Clear so far for body?
Yes.
Can we go on to the last part? Okay, let's go on to the last part. Conclusion. Okay, now you have done your orientation, okay, for your diploma. You have taken your English subjects, you have taken your mathematics subjects, you have passed, okay, all your other subjects, okay, during your other semesters, which is in your body. Okay, now we are reaching to the final destination of your graduation, which is the conclusion. In each and every essay, you must conclude. Why? Why? It's like you coming to or going to your relative's house, okay, pergi menziarah, cakap Assalamualaikum, masuk rumah, okay, you tanya khabar would be the introduction, and then you gossip, apparently, okay, you gossip. There comes a time where you must leave. So that leaving is what we call the conclusion. Okay, you tak nak lah, you masuk rumah orang, you tak keluar-keluar. Okay, so the conclusion you must have in your essay. So in the conclusion, it varies from person to person, it varies from format to format. However, for me, there are two basic elements of a conclusion that you always must have. Number one, you must state the topic on what the essay is about, and you must restate your thesis statement. So you must take your thesis statement from your first paragraph and bring it to your conclusion. So that is why in the Okay, in this one here, okay, you can see the thesis statement is there. It's taken here from here, as you can see. Nampak ke? Ke saya seorang yang nampak? Can you see?
Nampak.
Nampak. Okay, good. Okay, so that's why there are many arrows here. So the topic sentence here is referring to this here, must be taken here, and must be taken here, and so on. Okay, so that's why it's very, it links. It should be linked, okay, from one paragraph to the next paragraph. Okay, so okay, so you can also give suggestions, make future predictions, write about possible course of action, or how can the individual, society, the authorities overcome the situation from happening again or become worse. So in a way, you are now ending, okay, the essay. So how should you end your essay is most probably by giving your final thoughts. Okay, you can summarize the main ideas. So summarizing the main ideas is based on your other points in your body paragraph. Okay, but then it's always good to give suggestions and make future predictions. Okay, we'll have a look at an essay, okay, which has all these outlines in a moment. But then let's go back. Okay, now you are in your exam hall. Okay, you open the question, you see the topic, okay, and then some of you might be, number one, okay, panicking because some of the words you might not know in the question, okay, during the exam, in the hall, on your table. And for the majority of you, you understand the question, you understand what they want, but then some of you might not know, okay, how to come up with ideas based on that topic. Am I correct? Am I correct? Yes. Okay, very good. Okay, yes. There are 4 steps here. I think 4 or 5. 5. Okay, there are 5 steps here where you could try to brainstorm, okay, during the first 5 minutes. I think it would take roughly 5 to 10 minutes, 5 minit lah at top, because you don't want to be spending too much, okay, on brainstorming sampai you're taking time on your actual essay writing. Okay, so there are 5 steps of 5 ways for you to come up with your points. Number 1 is to break the topic into questions. Okay, you can, when you see the question talking about online learning as what we are doing now, okay, when you see the word online learning, when you get the topic for online learning, the first thing that you can do is you can use the 5 H questions and talk about that topic. Think about the topic from why, how, what, when, and so on. Okay, so what are the advantages of online learning? What are the disadvantages of online learning? How does it affect students? Why is it popular? What problems does it cause? Okay, so brainstorming these ideas according to the different WH questions will give you different aspect of the same topic. So that can be the first part. So some examples of your main ideas can be online learning is convenient. Do you think online learning is convenient, class?
Yes.
Yes. Why? Why convenient? I don't think it's convenient. Why do you think online learning is convenient?
because
Because
we can learn anytime, anywhere.
very good. We can learn anytime, anywhere. That is a very, very good bonus when it comes to learning. You are not limited to datang kelas pukul 8 pagi, ada yang tak mandi, ada yang tak gosok gigi, okay? And you would have to endure 3 hours of class on a Monday morning at 8. Okay, online learning is convenient because you can do it in your own house, okay? And you can do it in your own time. That is correct. Number 2, online learning reduces social interaction. Or number 3, online learning saves money. Do you believe that online learning saves money, class?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
Yes.
Why?
Save petrol.
Save people. Save petrol. Very good. Saves petrol. Do you drive a motorbike or a car in your ITM? Boleh ke? Can you drive a car or a bike in your... Or are you talking about the bus in general? Probably the bus in general. Okay, never mind. Okay, number 2, step 2, use the angle method. Okay, so when you look at the topic, when you get a topic, you should always look at the cause. What causes that problem? What caused that issue? The effects. And of course, the solution. So for example, the topic might be pollution. Tak kisahlah. Air pollution, sound pollution, noise pollution, and so on. Okay, so your ideas can be talking about, number 1, the cause of pollution. What are the causes of pollution? I think you all know. Effects of pollution and ways to reduce pollution. That can be your 3 points from your different ideas. Okay, step number 3 can be using categories. So you can ask yourself, what type of parts does this topic have? So what I mean by parts or types is, please don't always find points based on one perspective only. Okay. You should try to broaden your ideas. You should try to think outside the box, literally. Okay. Dari segi bidang lain, how does it affect? So for example, if you're talking about social media, of course you can talk about the disadvantage of social media, the youth using social media, and so on. Okay, but then you can always talk about from the other aspects like communication, education, entertainment, business. Okay, you can always talk about how social media is being used as scams, right? For the old generation, for the younger generation, and so on. Okay, so number 4, think of positive and negatives. Most of the time, most of the times, when you're looking at argumentative or discussion essays, which sometimes you can use for expository essays as well, the simplest part is for you to think positively, negatively. Meaning you have a box, you get a white piece of paper, you buat line tengah-tengah, belah kiri you tulis positif, belah kanan you tulis negatif. Okay, you list down what is the advantage, what is the disadvantage of that topic alone. Most of the time, okay, I can guarantee you will find your points there straight, there and then. Meaning it's there, but then probably you might want to polish a bit, okay, and then have a really solid idea. The last part, okay, or the last step is your own personal trick. Okay, you have to bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, here, 79 of you here, there are 79 brains. There are 79 different thoughts. There are 79 different ideas. Just like you would go into your cafeteria. Okay, you would go into your cafeteria in your hostel. The makcik nasi campur would have an array of dishes, okay, prepared for you. Each of you, okay, if you observe your behaviors, would take different food Okay, according to your likes, according to your dislike. Ada yang suka ayam, ada yang allergic to ayam, ada yang suka pedas, ada yang tak suka pedas, and so on. That comes from your own personal experience. That is your original thought. So here is where it can come in your essay. You can think about your personal experience based on that topic. For example, school uniform. Do you wear school uniform when you were in school? Yes, you wore school uniform. How does that make you feel? Does it save money? Does it limit expression? Okay, is it comfortable, and so on? So using your own personal experience in order for you to brainstorm ideas, okay, is also a good trick, because it will make your idea actually more original, okay, than the other ideas that the examiner or the reader can see, okay, from other essays. Clear? Clear. Okay. So last but not the least, effective paragraph, what you need to consider when writing, of course, structure. Structure meaning when I see a car, I know it's a car. The tire is at the bottom. Okay, there are passenger seats inside. The lamps are working, okay, and so on. So when I see a structure, I know that it's a structure. When I see an essay, it should be an essay and not just scribbles, okay, on a piece of paper where it is indecipherable, meaning I cannot understand the writing. The writing dah satu dah, kan? Always try to write not as pretty as you can, but then as clear as you can. Okay, so that is easier for us to read and of course give you marks later on. Number 2, unity and coherence. Unity and coherence is like having flow. Okay, it's like you going to the beach, tak kisahlah, in Sabah or in Terengganu and so on. You would watch the wave. Okay, there is a flow of ideas that link from one idea to the next idea in your essay. And last but not the least, cohesion, reference back to the topic and to the previous paragraph. Okay. So when you use or when you write your essays, I'm very, very sure you use these cohesive devices as well. Okay. Why is there a photo of, do you know what photo this is on the screen? What series is this on Netflix, class? Do you watch this series? Class? 10 minit lagi, class. Are you there? Yes. Yes. Okay,
Yes.
so yes, what series is this on the screen? Are you familiar with this photo? Yes or no?
No.
Oh, semua tak kenal? Semua tak kenal ke? Semua tak kenal. Anyone out of the 79, or probably now less, I don't know. I haven't looked at the participants list. Anyone, do you know this series on Netflix? Tak tahu. Tak tahu ke? Okay, I'll just give you the answer. This series is called Bridgerton, okay, and it's on Netflix if you want to watch it, of course. So why this photo is there is because what I want you to view, cohesive devices, these words here, this long list here, they should act like a bridge, hence the photo Bridgerton, okay, as a bridge from one idea to the next idea, so that you can read, okay, when you want to add something, you use these. When you want to compare something, you use these words. So there is a flow. Okay. So have a look at these words. Have a look at these two colors here on the screen. 10 minutes. So the yellow part, let's have a look first. The best days of my childhood were the days I spent up at my grandparents' cabin on the lake. I learned to swim. I learned how to swim. My grandfather took me to a small, shallow cove where I practiced all the basics. I was a confident swimmer. Okay. When you read the one in yellow, the sentences are awkward. The sentences are choppy. What I mean by choppy is you cakap pasal ni, it's very macam rigid in a way. As compared to the one in blue at the bottom there, the best days of my childhood were the days I spent up my grandparents' cabin on the lake. That's where I learned how to swim. Every afternoon, my grandfather took me to small, shallow cove where I practiced all the basics. By the time I was 8, I was a confident swimmer. Okay, the words in bold, it acts like a transition sentence or cohesive devices where they would link two sentences together or two ideas together in order for it to sound more natural. Okay, so before we go, let's do one last activity. Okay, I hope you're with me, still with me. 10 more minutes, class. Okay, we'll not do all, we'll do a few. Okay, I would like for you to spot cohesive devices. Cohesive devices are these. Again, but, firstly, as an evidence, and so on. So it can be any of these or any one outside of this list. Okay, I would like for you to find that cohesive device and tell me what is the function in that sentence. Let's have a look. Yes, for number one, what is the cohesive device there? Most of the class said Friday was their favorite day of the week. However, a small group of students reported that Wednesday is their favorite weekday. What is the cohesive device there? Or what word? Okay, cohesive device are words, just to repeat again, when you want to add. So these are all cohesive devices. Again, equally, blah, 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 blah. When you want to compare, but nevertheless, blah, 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 blah. Firstly, secondly, last but not the least, as an evidence, all and so on. Okay, so in the first sentence, what is the cohesive device used there?
However.
However. Okay, what does however indicate? What does it show?
To make a comparison.
Make a comparison. Very good. Okay, number 2, quickly. Read by yourselves. Yep, number 2, quickly.
Similarly.
Similarly, excellent. Okay, what does it show?
To show similarity.
Show similarities, to show that things are the same or more or less the same. Very good. Number 3, what is the cohesive device there?
Then.
Okay, any more?
First.
First, very good. Okay, so these are cohesive devices. What does it show? What does it show? Yep, what does it show?
A step.
Apa dia? The steps, very good. The steps. Okay, it shows the steps, it shows the sequence, susunan, okay, of that. Okay, number 5. Quickly, what does it show? Which one is the cohesive device? Her open houses are our favorites because she always provides delicious food. For instance, she cooked laksa Johor last Hari Raya.
For instance.
For instance, okay, what does it show?
Give an example.
Give an example. Excellent. Okay, and last but not the least, number 7. Let's do number 7. They were 15 minutes late. Therefore, we couldn't let them in to see the show.
Therefore.
Excellent. What does therefore show you? Or what's the function of therefore? What's the function? To show consequence. Am I correct? So, disebabkan benda ni akan berlaku. So, they were 15 minutes late. Therefore, we couldn't let them in to see the show. So, to probably give reason and to probably indicate the reason why. Okay, so some important advice is, how do I So some important advice: don't choose too many ideas. When you brainstorm your ideas, always limit to only 3. Okay, 3 main ideas. When you list probably a few, pilih yang mana top 3 that you can elaborate the most. Don't write small details as main ideas. Don't repeat the same ideas. Don't repeat the same supporting detail. Okay, in your whole essay, choose 3 clear, different big ideas. Make sure each idea can be explained for 1 paragraph. So before we go, okay, would you rather write or type? Would you rather write or type? Would you prefer writing or typing? Class, as a class, would you rather write or type? Awak lebih suka menulis guna pen ataupun apa tu, iPad guna pen juga, ataupun typing on your phone, on your laptop, on your tablets and so on? Would you prefer, not rather, would you prefer writing or typing?
Typing.
Typing. Semua typing ke? Ada yang suka menulis?
Writing.
Okay, probably a few for writing. Okay, there are 4 reasons. Okay, just for you to know. Okay, probably some general knowledge. Okay, there are 4 reasons why you might want to choose writing more than typing. Okay, number 1, it activates the brain. So by a study in 2012 of children who couldn't read, okay, they found that writing letters by hand, maknanya menulis, okay, eja, letter by letter, activated a circuit of neurons in the brain associated with reading. Okay, tracing or typing the same letter, however, did not. This extra processing in the brain regions associated with literacy may facilitate reading acquisition in young children, the researchers write. So when you write something with a pen or with your iPencil and so on, okay, you are not only writing, you're activating some part in your brain that activates that is associated with reading. Meaning when you write something, you're actually activating something about reading as well, because you need to read what you write. As compared to typing, you tulis M-U-H-A-M-M-A-D. You type, or you type on your phone. Okay, this did not activate that part of the brain for practicing reading. So probably you might want to write more to this. Okay, it also improves spelling. A 1990 study found that having kids write words out improve their spelling abilities compared to typing on a computer. Okay, because when you write, you use your hands. Okay, you use your sensory motor. Okay, meaning you are actively thinking of the whole sentence. Ni tak masuk lagi the apa tu? You type dia panggil apa tu? When you type, it predicts. Yep, it predicts your word in your phone or in your laptop and so on. So improving spelling, okay, can be done through writing. Next, number 3, it helps you remember. A 2014 study that compared the memories of university students who took handwritten notes to those who took notes on laptops found that writing longhand better helps you learn more information or new information. Okay, as compared to you just copying, Control-C, Control-V, Control-C, Control-C, Control-V, Control-C, and Control-V, and so on. Okay, writing helps you to remember more. Okay, last but not the least, it helps you to think faster. Okay, so children writing by hand were found to write more and more quickly than those who type on a keyboard. Okay, because you can write, okay, the pace is sometimes quicker, okay, than when you type, of course. So that is all as promised to Dr. Shakila and also Mr. Ikmal. Okay, the time now is 11:59. Now I give you 1 minute for a Q&A session before we end our workshop for today. Any questions? Is there any questions? Are you still here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you're still here. ramai rupanya. Okay, just to recap in 30 seconds on what we've done for today. Number one, okay, I hope you learn, I hope you realize that writing is not just something passive. It's not something that you just you tulis. Okay, it's something that is active. It activates parts of your brain, of course. And what I would like for you to take out from this 2-hour lecture is, of course, I know it is very tempting to use ChatGPT, to use Gemini, to use the internet, okay, to take other essays and mark it as your own. Just like what happened in our class, okay, there happened once, 2 students, this is just for you to share, 2 students submitted an assignment. Down to the punctuation marks, Mr. Ikmal, okay, they are identical. What I mean by identical is student A, tulis. Student B, tulis. Apparently, both of them are the same. Okay, as a reader, do you think that is doable? I don't think that is doable. So they must have used some other forms of aid as well. So what I hope, okay, is for you to know your writing is unique. Whatever thoughts that you have is unique based on your own understanding of the world. And as readers, as examiners, it is our duty to understand, and what we want is to understand what your view is of that topic. So with that, 12:01, as promised, Mr. Ikmal, I pass the floor back to you. Thank you very much.
Guys, so that's a wrap for today's session. So before we log off, so let's give a huge virtual round of applause to our presenter today, Mr. Muhammad Hafizul bin Abu Bakar Bakri, for the awesome sharing and also insights. All right, so thank you, sir, for being here. Thank you for spending your time with us. And to all the participants, thank you, all right, for participating, for the reaction, for the responses, and of course, thank you for not going into full ghost mode during today's session, right? So a quick reminder to the students, the attendance link will be provided in the chat box, right? So do fill in the details for us to record your attendance. So with that, thank you everyone. I'll see you guys inshallah again around, and all the best for your upcoming assessment. Have a nice day. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye. Assalamu alaikum.